Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today we're going to cut back some perennials here in the cottage garden. Now, some things don't look so great out here that I planted last year, that I started last year, but we're going to go through it and see if we can determine if anything is alive in here that was planted late or was started from cuttings and didn't make it because of our, well, this area is a wet area, so it might have been a little too wet, but it might have been just because it was started so late. But anyhow, we're going to go through, we're going to cut all the perennials back, and we're going to see where things are at today. So let's get started. It's a very noisy day. I will warn you, everybody's outside work. The neighbors out there cleaning the lawn, and it's just noisy, lots of cars and trains and all sorts of things. So it will make this video hard, but let's see what we can do. So this is terracotta yarrow that we have here. This is the first one we're going to do. And then the other one here is the yarrow sassy summer, which is more of a pink. These are what I call quick win plants because they already got some green on them. They tend to sprout early, and you can always tell if they're alive or dead with yarrows. So that is really nice. So we're just going to come through here and cut them back. I've gotten my pruners all trimmed up, and as you know, that makes a huge difference in getting this job done fast. And because these are new plantings, it doesn't take long to prune them back. And I'm just going to stick that in. I'm going to take this stem off the hydrangea. These are limelights, and just clean them up because you don't want crossing branches in them. And we do have some in here. So we're just going to take those off. And that's not too bad. I've already kind of came through here and cut them down. I'm just going to even them out a bit more across the top. Remember that hydrangeas, limelights, Annabelles all come from new growth, not from the old wood. So it's an easy cleanup. All right, let's do this other yarrow. And this is the terracotta. This is my favorite yarrow because it's an orange, and it's a really nice orange. Easy cleanup. All right, let's move on to some penestium. We're going to leave the area over here in this corner because it's still mucky over there and I'm not going to walk in it. But we will be doing a video on how to prune hydrangeas coming up, or how I prune my hydrangeas, which might be kind of ruthless compared to some people, but hey, it's all good. Here are the penestium we're going to cut back. These were my $1 penestium that I got on sale, and I love them. So hopefully they will live. They look strong enough. I noticed some of the dirt around the plants out here has shrunk back. So we're going to have to add more dirt. But for now, we're just going to get them cut back, and I'm not going to disturb them too much. And then I will add more dirt once dirt's available. Because I'm not going to buy bagged dirt for everything. It's too expensive. But I will buy some compost and manure as needed. And these look pretty good, actually. And I'm just throwing all the leaves and stuff in my wheelbarrow because I've already filled my yard waste bins. All right, we have a creeping phlox here. I believe this is the purple. I have a lot of purple in this bed, just so you guys know. So we're just going to give it a prune and get some of this dead winter kill off. And I'm just going to push that one down a bit. That's better. There's always winter kill in the garden. It never fails. And here we have some bugleweed and more penestium here. So we're just going to take these big stems off. And these are the ones I really need to push into the ground. You can see how much they popped up to the point that they're not even in the ground. So we're just going to pop that one back in. Push it down good. And I'm just going to mound some soil around it. And you can see how much these things are in the ground from being a late planting. Look how easy I was able to pull that bugleweed out. So it's alive. And that, but you can see it didn't really, going into October, it didn't do a lot. So we're going to save it. Bugleweed's pretty tough. Push her back in, just like that. And we might have to do this all the way along. So that one I'm going to leave. So one thing people never tell you about sheet mulching is that the dirt will sink. And if you plant your plants on top of the cardboard, beware, you might have to come back and rehill them. Now in our climate where we get a lot of snow, this definitely is an issue, as you can see from what I'm showing you. So just beware of that. If you're going to do sheet mulching, probably best to do your plantings early. Now this has been down for a year. I can come in and refill, but definitely you don't want to be planting too late unless you got one heck of a pile of soil. There's actually green on this creeping phlox. That's good. And I think the penestium are going to be okay. They're pretty tough. Time for the roses. These are the climbing roses that we planted last year. We did shades of pink on both sides of where this arbor is going to be. So I'm just going to come through and clip some of the dead back and have a look at them. I do think I see some shoots, but we're about to find out. I'm just going to move you up so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing with them. And we're just going to take it down here. We're looking for some shoots on these, and we're getting rid of any dead stems. And if you got any crossover stems, yep, there's a shoot right down there. So we're going to take that and there. And this one I'm going to leave. This one shoot right there and right there. And that's really how simple it is to take them. And we just take the crossover branches there and the dead branch down there. And that should be good enough. So there's some life in those, which is excellent. And we'll come and do this one over here. I don't like to prune roses in the fall. I like to do them in the spring so I can see what all needs to be cut. Normally you don't do too much pruning off of climbing roses, but these are new, so I'm going to take a bit more off. Okay, we're going to start right in here with the cultivating, and Rob's hammering, so beware. There's going to be some hammer noise, but hey, that's what spring is all about. We're just going to carefully come through here and just, you can see how wet it is just by going through it like this. So we're just going to be very gentle. Okay, just when I went to get another set of pruners, because Rob took mine, he put them back in the wagon when I was in the shed grabbing another. But anyhow, I got another set here. He sharpened them all for me yesterday, so that's really good. So now we're going to get back at it. I have the cat mint right here again on this side. So I duplicated the sides with them, and we're just going to cut this off. And I'm going to put a glove on for this because the roses are going to be prickly when I do those. I'm just going to try to get a better angle so you can see. I find sometimes hard to get the angle, especially in spring when I'm just starting doing outside videos again. It can be a challenge. And I'm not seeing a lot of green growth on this one. It may be a good pruning back will help. It cleans it up either way. Now for the rose. we're going to get in here and get at this rose. I'm going to try to zoom in a bit more so you can see what it's looking like. I noticed the first two of the climbing roses don't look as good as the larger rose, and I believe two of these are climbing and two are just a shrub rose. I think the ones in the back are the shrubs. I could be wrong, it could be the other way around, but I do see lots of green growth on this one back here. You'll see there's a green stem there and I see buds on it, so we'll just prune these both back. So I'll do this one first and then we'll do the other one. And once again, I need a glove. They may be climbers, but they're spiky. And we're just going to take some of these off. I'm going to take that inside one off. There's not too much to do in this. I could take this one right here down, but I'm going to leave it. So we're just going to take those few off of that one. And then this one back here, this one right here is the shrub. So we're just gonna, you can see how this is like wet, but not wet. You can see there's a bud right there, right there, right there. And we got some dead canes in here. I'm gonna take off. This is where I think I need my other pruners. These were sharpened, but they're still dull. Rob's trying to answer me while I'm doing a video. That's always fun. Oh. Okay, so we're going to start with this one here. Yeah, see, that makes a huge difference cutting through that. See if I can get in there. Good. That's better. Now I can clean out the center. Take all those branches out. Same with this one down here. One thing I have noticed this year is a lot of ladybugs, which is fabulous already. And yesterday, I seen a butterfly. I don't think it was a monarch, but I've never seen butterflies at this time of year in the garden. I'll tell you that right now. So that was exciting. Try to get this thick stem out. There. You always got to clean up in between your roses because that's where disease comes from. And this is a good time. I'm just looking at this one here. I think I'm going to take it too. I don't see any shoots on that one at all. So that's dead wood. And that's okay because there's lots on that. So that is decently clean. I do see one branch I missed. So we'll just go back and take that branch. Once again, keeping the inside good and clean here. So, oops. All right, that's better. So now let's do the perennials. Okay, so I took some more dirt off around the iris. I'm not seeing it do anything, so it may be just it was in too deep. But like I said, these were roots I ordered online, so we'll see if they come alive, if they come back or not. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this all up, and you guys can watch me clean the rest of the bed, and then we'll cultivate. And this bed seems to be much better than the other side. The other side seemed to be more hilly. Buckwheat doesn't look too bad. Phlox could use a quick trim. I don't know about you guys, but I always trim my phlox. Alright, that's all cultivated and done. Definitely the hydrangea shoots that I cut last year did not make it through. I've went through all of them and there isn't anything there. So we will be starting from scratch with that. You know, they rooted up really, really nice, but they just didn't survive the winter. So I think because I'm in a zone 3 and it's a cold climate, and we had a mild winter, but we did have some really bad cold stretches. It just didn't handle they just didn't handle the weather too well. So they need to be a plant that's further along. So that's it for this video. This is the first video of being out in the yard other than doing a quick walking tour for you to see how things are doing. It doesn't look that great in the cottage garden here, but it will. Once I'm able to get the gravel in, I can lay the rest of the cardboard I have down, and then we can start building on the beds and finishing some stuff. There's still a lot to do over here. If I was to scale my plans back, which I may have to for the garden, oh, I think there's a bug in my face, then it would be just the path and finishing the cottage garden this year. I do want to do a vine section though, so over there by the gazebo, and we do need to do work on the gazebo. So we have a lot of projects to get done. So we'll see how we do. You know, when you work full time, it takes a lot to get out in the yard and get stuff done. The days are very short, but we'll do what we can, and I really need to get that path in out of everything. And there's definitely something on my eyelash, a bug or something. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned. There will be some beautiful stuff.